and I'm coming to talk to you about some organizational stuff. You know, it's something that everyone needs in their life, and not just in their life, but not just their work life, but also their personal life. In 24 days, I'm going to be moving. So I invited my mother here to help me with the organization of packing. So it should be very interesting in the next little bit when she's here and we are getting everything packed up. So now to start my presentation, I'm just going to go to my slide deck. So I'll share my screen and then I'll go to my slide deck. Okay, so we're going to talk about software and apps. There's a lot of different kinds of accounting software packages available out there that you can use to keep track of your accounting stuff. But beware of what you're getting. Some of them are free, and you often get what you pay for with those. They also don't always have the best support available to you. Where I recommend you use QuickBooks, as it's reliable and it has been around for years. They have a lot of free training available for the users, and they have support. Also, one of the features with QuickBooks is that you can connect with your accountant on there, so that your accountant can see your books from their office, as long as you're doing this online. Okay, another software is Sage 50. It's formerly called Simply Accounting. It's also been around for years, and it's a little bit more robust in what it can do than the QuickBooks is. One of the things it can do much better is inventory. So if you're looking for something a little bit more robust and have some inventory that you want to take care of, Sage 50 would be a good system for you. Now, one of the things you should also look into is the online versions of these software packages, because you can use the cloud technology to store your information. And then you can access your information from any computer anywhere. You just have to be able to sign on with your username and password, and you can get access to it. So you're not confined to one particular computer that the software is loaded on. So some other things that you can use apps for. One of them, you know, keep track of all your appointments and your tasks in your calendar. And you can sync these calendars between all your various devices. One of the things that I have found on my Android phone is that if I have an appointment scheduled, I can have the phone go silent during that appointment. So it's in the setup and the rules that you can set this up. We've looked for it in the iPhones and can't find where we could do that. So I find it very handy. I don't have to think about putting my phone on silent if I have an appointment scheduled. Okay, now the other thing is to keep your receipts electronically. According to the CRA, you no longer need to keep your receipts in paper form. You can keep them electronically. And there are several apps that you can use to keep track of this. One of them is Expensify. And what Expensify does is it takes a picture of the receipt and it will organize it and categorize it for you into what, so it takes what the name of the store or the restaurant or whatever and puts it in a category. And it can save a lot of time if you're using these receipts to do an expense report, because it will create the expense report for you. Now, if you don't want to use the app, you can just take a picture of your receipt and keep it electronically in your electronic filing cabinet. Now, there's numerous other apps that are available for various business applications. Some of these, and I don't recommend any of these are just some ideas of different things that you can do. TripIt is an app that will keep track of your itinerary and your flights, car rentals, expenses, all of that stuff for taking a trip. Dragon Diction, you can record, someone has been using it to record lectures in a classroom. You can record your voice, say, send an email to, and the app will send the email to wherever you said it to send it. Then there's a couple of different types of apps, Evernote and OneNote and Dropbox for keeping track of your files. You can set them up in layers so that you can keep track of all of your documents. There was another one that I didn't have on the list here, and it's a mileage calculator. So if you're using your car for business, you can download this app. There's several of them out there. Download the app, and it keeps track of your mileage so that you know how much you're using for personal use and how much you're using for business. And it's a lot easier than having a manual log. Okay? And, you know, it's a matter of a lot of these things, you just have to go and look for stuff. If you think that you're doing stuff manually, in all likelihood, there's already an app out there for you that you could use to get the information. So that's the end of my presentation for tonight. I just wanted to let you know, here's the where you can go to see all of the other presentations that we've done. Check out my video library, and down at the bottom is my web page and my instant messaging. Thanks very much, everybody, and I will be doing this again next week. Now, starting next week, I have something a little bit different that I'm going to be doing. It's a series of presentations on starting a business, going through what kind of business you want to start, whether it's a sole proprietorship, a partnership, a corporation, things that you need to get, you know, permits and licenses, and setting up your CRA programs. So there's going to be a whole series of lectures and videos on this, and it should be very interesting. It will also answer a bunch of questions for you about what you do now with your business. And feel free to ask questions on my Facebook page, and I will certainly get back to you. And please remember to join us next week at 7 o'clock when I start that series. All right, thank you very much, everyone, and good night.